So today I want to talk to you about creating confidence in your puppy when you leave them alone and leave the house. So leaving your puppy alone can be one of the hardest transitions for both of you. It's easy to feel guilty or worried, especially when they whine or scratch at the door. But teaching your puppy that being alone is safe is a gift they'll carry for life. It's not about shutting them away. It's about building a routine that says, I'll be back. Crate training or using a secure space such as a room in the house, adding treats, toys, and a familiar rhythm helps ease their anxiety and gives you peace of mind too. Whether your dog prefers silence or soothing sounds in the background, there's a way to build confidence, even when you're not there. So, how do we set the stage for solitude? Creating a safe, calming space for your puppy is the first step to leaving them alone. It's not just about containment, it's about comfort. I always start by choosing between a crate or a puppy-proof room, depending on the dog's personality. And crates often offer a den-like space many puppies come to love. If you go that route, make sure the crate is cozy. A soft mat or blanket, a chew toy, or comfort items in a water bowl secured so it can't spill too easily. Yes, they might knock it over, but access to water is essential, especially during warmer days. But puppies that struggle with crates, a small room with no hazards or chewable furniture can work just as well. I look for rooms with natural light, smooth flooring, and a space where a bed or blanket can sit comfortably. This could be the kitchen. That's usually my space. But remove anything that might chew or destroy. The idea is to give them a space that's safe and not a punishment. So before leaving, I like to add a frozen treat stuffed toy like a Kong or puzzle feeder. It keeps them occupied and creates a positive association with being alone. I'll also use a calming phrase as I prepare to leave. Something like, be good, I'll be back. Repetition matters. Dogs thrive on routine. So start small, leave the room for 5 minutes, then 10, and build up slowly. Even if it's just a walk around the garden, always return calmly and praise them softly, even if they were unsettled. You want them to associate your return with love, not frenzy. If your puppy is especially anxious, consider leaving a jumper or item that smells like you nearby, and the scent can be deeply reassuring. And this stage is all about predictability. When your puppy learns that you always return, that being alone isn't forever, they begin to settle. It becomes part of their day, not a shock to the system. And remember, it's okay if it takes time. Some dogs learn fast, others need extra reassurance. And either way, you're laying the foundation for emotional independence, one gentle step at a time. So, how do we create a soothing routine? Because routine is magic for puppies. It brings structure, safety, and a sense of what's coming next. I've found that even the most nervous pups begin to relax when they know what to expect. And that's where alone time routines come in. So start with consistency. Feed, walk, and play with your puppy at roughly the same times each day. Then weave in short periods where you're not in the same room. This starts teaching them that being alone is just part of the flow of their day. Before leaving the house, make it unceremonious. Don't fuss or apologize. That just increases their worry. Instead, go through a calm routine. Offer a chew, say your chosen goodbye phrase, and walk out gently. What matters most is what you leave behind. Favorite toys are key. Rotate them to keep interest high. Some puppies prefer soft cuddly toys. Others need chew-focused items. I always include something interactive, a toy that takes time to work on, so they stay busy after I go. And that's where Kongs come in massively. If your pup tends to react to outside sounds or neighbors, try leaving the radio or the TV on. Choose something soft like classical music or even natural sounds. I like to leave music on the radio that's my channel that they're used to listening to. So pick something that they're used to, that they know, that's calming for them when you're at home as well as when you're away. So the background noise helps muffle sounds, sudden sounds, and provides a sense of presence. I've had to do it because sometimes my neighbors can be a little bit noisy. So I've had to do it. Even now they're fully grown, I still do it because they still get a little bit upset when they start banging around. And also remember, don't skip the water. Use a spill-proof bowl or bottle if needed. But make sure they have access and keep the temperature in the room comfortable, not too hot, not too cold. And most importantly, stick to a pattern. Puppies find comfort in rhythm. If you work from home some days, still give them alone time practice. It prevents panic when you're suddenly gone for hours. Track their progress. Did they bark less today? Settle quicker? These little signs are victories. It's not about the perfect goodbye. It's about building daily security. And with time, that routine creates trust. Your puppy begins to feel your presence, even when you're not there, simply because the routine reminds them you always return. And when you do, they'll greet you with joy instead of relief, because they were never afraid, just waiting in the rhythm you created together. So you've got to create that emotional reassurance while you're gone. And it's easy to think we can only comfort our dogs when we're there, but emotional support can continue even after we walk out the door. That's where pre-leaving rituals and environment setup do the heavy lifting. The key is reassurance through association. I always start by giving my dog something to focus on that carries my scent or energy. A favorite blanket I've sat with, a worn t-shirt, or a toy I'd played with before leaving. And these items carry emotional weight for our puppy. It's like leaving behind a soft imprint of ourselves. Another trick that works beautifully is pre-departure bonding. 5 minutes of calm play or grooming before you leave can leave your puppy feeling connected, not cut off. It sets a mood that lingers after you're gone. Then there's the sensory layer, a quiet radio, ambient music, or soft voices on the telly can work wonders for puppies sensitive to outside sounds. I found nature documentaries especially calming too, but the music that I'm used to listening to, your puppies get used to that as well. So the steady tone and predictable rhythm relax rather than stimulate. And scents matter too. You can explore natural dog-safe calming sprays or plugins, but even a touch of lavender oil diffused in the room, well away from the puppy, can add a layer of calm. Still, some puppies will cry or bark at first. That's natural. The trick is not to return while they're upset. Wait for even a few seconds of quiet, then come back with praise. You're reinforcing their calm, not their distress. And when you return, celebrate it. Make a fuss, bring excitement. You're the reward. This reunion reminds them that time alone always ends in joy. It's how I turn goodbye into a promise, not a worry. No dog enjoys being left at first, but with consistent emotional cues, they start to understand that alone doesn't mean abandoned. It means a pause between cuddles, a moment to rest, to chew, to wait. And that's a lesson that makes life richer and less stressful for both you and your puppy. This isn't just training, it's emotional imprinting. Every small act of reassurance builds the invisible thread of trust your puppy clings to when the door is closed. So knowing your puppy's needs and personality, because no two puppies are the same. Some adapt quickly to being alone, others cling longer to your presence. Breed plays a role, but personality does too. Understanding your puppy's emotional landscape makes this process kinder and more effective. I've worked with independent puppies who barely glanced back when I left, and others who pressed against the door, hearts racing the moment I disappear. Both are normal, neither is wrong. If your dog is particularly anxious, pacing or crying, even when you step out of sight, it helps to start smaller. Just leaving the room for 30 seconds, then a minute. Reward quiet, calm moments. Never punish fear. And some breeds are more sensitive. Rough collies, for example, my kind of breed, spaniels and shepherds tend to be deeply bonded to their humans. They need more touch, more reassurance, and more practice with absence. And that's okay. Go at their pace. Introduce visual barriers gradually. Start where they can still see you, through a baby gate or glass door. Over time, you can build toward complete separation once they've built internal calm. If your puppy reacts to noises, a dog barking next door or the post through the door, work to desensitize that too. Leave calming sounds on as part of their regular routine, not just when you're leaving the house. Make that soundscape feel normal, not triggered by your escape. You can also play white noise as well, if that helps to calm your puppy. I've used everything, and everything that I use tends to work. So watch for progress, not just in silence, but in body language. Are they chewing calmly, lying down after a few minutes? That's growth. And if you catch them relaxing on a pet cam, even better. But I know not everyone has a pet cam. I don't. Also consider feeding routines. Leaving them just after meals often works well, as puppies are more naturally settled after eating. It mimics nature, rest after nourishment. But again, if you're going out to work, that's maybe not an option. Every tiny success adds to their confidence. Your job isn't to create a perfection, it's to create safety. Trust builds over time. And if your puppy regresses, maybe after a storm or big life change, just start again gently. They'll bounce back quickly because you've laid the foundation already. What matters most is the relationship. When your puppy learns that your absence doesn't mean danger, they begin to trust in the pauses, not just the reunions. And that's the real magic of knowing your dog. You don't force independence, you nurture it. So now let's talk about those joyful reunions that reinforce the bond. Because coming home should be the highlight of your puppy's day. And this moment, when you step through that door, holds more power than we realize. It's not just relief for them, it's reassurance. Done well, it strengthens the bond and builds future confidence. When I return, I make it a celebration, no matter how long I've been. I drop to their level, use my happy voice, and let them feel how they are loved. This isn't about creating overexcitement. It's about reinforcing the joy of reconnection. And if you're still in the house training stage, make sure you open that back door as soon as you get in as well. Talk to them happily, then fuss them outside, just in case there might be a few little accidents. So they've waited patiently. Maybe they napped, chewed their toy, or stared at the door. That wait deserves a reward, but I never rush it. First, I check their space, their water bowl, any signs of distress or mess. Then everything's okay. It's time for the reunion ritual. And if they're no longer puppies anymore, they're house trained, I can sit on the floor with them for a few minutes. No commands, no structure, just presence. And this tells them everything's back to normal. The world is right again. And if they've done well while I was out, no accidents or damage, I praise quietly and maybe offer a treat. They don't need bribing, they need recognition. That's what builds maturity. And over time, they start seeing your departure and return as part of the same pattern. Nothing dramatic, nothing scary, just life. It becomes easier. And if the day didn't go perfectly, maybe they barked or chewed something, I don't correct them in that moment. I clean up calmly, reset the space, and focus on reassuring better outcomes next time. The reunion stays positive. Evening cuddles help too. Spend time with your puppy after you've been gone. They need that reconnection to feel balanced again. It's how you fill up their emotional cup after being apart. And remember, your return isn't just a moment, it's a message. It tells them you were safe, you were missed, and I'm here now. That message, repeated every day, creates a deep trust. And that trust becomes a quiet strength that they carry when you leave again. Because in the end, it's not about absence or presence. It's about the bond that remains no matter the distance.